Hello YouTube, this is Kev91619. Today introducing the first ever Cooler Master Scout custom gaming computer. I am building this PC for a friend of mine, Hypnotic Gears. You can go onto his channel and check out his videos. He's going to have a bunch of gaming videos up soon. Anyways, let's go over the products I got here today. This gaming ring sells for about $700 for all these pieces together. First things first, it's a tower. It's a Cooler Master Storm Scout, and it's around $100 for this tower. It's very nice. It has red LED lights. It has two 140 millimeter fans on the front and the top, and a 120 millimeter fan in the rear. And we got our motherboard here. It's a Gigabyte 97A D3. Pretty decent graphic motherboard here. And we got the AMD Radeon HD 6570 with 1 gigs. It's pretty good stuff here. And then we have our standard DVD-ROM. We got some Corsair Vengeance memory. Got 8 gigs here, 2 4-gig sticks. And we got our AMD FX 6100 FX 6-core processor with a heatsink and fan included. Next thing we go over is our power supply. This is our Cooler Master Silent Pro M 700 watts. So, cited by the title, it's obviously silent. And last but not least is our hard drive. We can open this real quick. Got 2 terabytes of 590 RPM hard drive. Hello guys, welcome back to Cooler Master Storm Scout Custom Gaming Rig Series Part 1, which is the unboxing, and I'm going to unbox the tower, which is a Storm Scout. So I'm going to open this up real quick. The easiest way to open this up is to flip it over completely and let it slide out. There we go. Just set the box aside. Okay, so we have our tower here. Just take these side paddings off. So we got our operating manual here. We'll be using that. Alrighty. Okay, so here you have it, folks. This is the Cooler Master Storm Scout. We're going to go over a few of the things on here. The I/O panel. You got 4 USB 2.0s. You got your mic and audio jacks, your eSATA port, and your power and fan control or LED control button. On the front here we have 5 exposed or 5 hidden 5¼ inch drive bays with mesh bezel, and the front's plastic. The rest of the body is steel. Coming over to the side, we have a nice big window here so you can see the interior. Let's get this open really quick. Sorry about that, guys. I had a little trouble getting these thumb screws off, so I had to use an actual screwdriver. Nonetheless, I got it all worked out. Take off this side panel really quick for you guys. And open underneath. I'm going to gently pull it off and set this aside. So like I mentioned before, you have 5 1/4 inch bays here. You have 5 3.5 inch bays with 1 2.5 SATA bay. You have 140 millimeter fan on the top, 1 in the front, you can see it down here, and 120 millimeter in the back. You got a cutout tray for your motherboard here, and of course all your wiring. You also have, not sure, no, it's actually not. You have your bezel, your mesh bezel for the underside, so your power supply intakes the air from down there. And let's see here. If it lets me have it. Okay, so we have an extra mesh bezel cover for the front. We have side railings for the hard drives. Some more side railings. We have nuts and bolts and a bunch of zip ties and little labels. And that concludes our unboxing of the Cooler Master Storm Scout Tower. And hello YouTube, we just finished unboxing the Cooler Master Tower. Now we're going to move on over to the motherboard, which is a Gigabyte 790AD3. Now this does come with USB 3.0 and SATA 3.0 and supports AMD FX processors and 9 series chipsets as well. Step right in. Open up. You got your motherboard manual here. Motherboard manual. It looks like a little label. And your utilities DVD for your motherboard, so you pop in after you install Windows. This is your guide for installation, and this is your I/O shield, or panel, my mistake. And you got your SATA cable, SATA 2 I believe. And for the real attraction, you got the motherboard right there. Make sure there's nothing else in here. Let's get rid of this box for you guys. Let's slide this motherboard out. Alright, so here's the motherboard, guys. You got the CPU socket here. You got your RAM slots, your 2 graphics card slots. See here, you got your 24-pin power, your CPU fan connector over here. And on this side, we have, I believe, our two USB 2.0s with a combination of a mouse or keyboard combo here. eSATA, and USB 2.0, USB 3.0, 2 more USB 2.0s, and an Ethernet, and all your audio plugs here. Alright, this is our motherboard. Then move on over to our our memory. Some really high performance memory. It's 1600 DDR3. And Corsair is one of the best brands out there for memory. So we got two 4 gig memory slots or memory modules with case covering. And obviously the hard drive is in here. Hard drive's in here, don't need to open that up. We're going to open this later when we're installing the CPU on the motherboard. And our Radeon HD 65070. Open this up real quickly. I don't need to do that. It's a pretty good graphics card here for your money. Okay, let's open up the back and give it a little assistance. There we go, guys. Alrighty. Here is the graphics card. Your SATA port, HDMI, and your VGA. And obviously the fan built in. That there. We have the DVD player, and we're going to open the power supply when we install it into the tower. Okay. Hello YouTube, this is Kenneth91619, bringing you Cooler Master Storm Scout Custom Gaming Rig Series Part 2. Now we've done the unboxing in Part 1. Part 2, we're going to do the actual build. First things first, we have the motherboard. We are going to be installing our 8 gigs of RAM and then our CPU. This is the easiest thing to do before you actually install it into the tower because it makes it hassle-free. You don't have to work in refined spaces. So I'm going to install this first real quick. So we got our 4 gigs. You want to make sure you line up the little slit on the actual RAM slot as if one side's longer than the other. Then you want to pull these 2 pins apart, gently slide it in, and then apply some pressure, and it should lock back in. I'm going to install the second one. Like I said, make sure you line up the pins. Alrighty. Now we're going to open up the CPU. Here we have the actual chip and little manual and the warning label that tells you to make sure you have the latest drivers for your motherboard. Now usually they already come installed on your motherboard, so on your driver CDs, there's no worries for that. And here we got our heatsink and fan. Very standard. And you got your thermal glue on the bottom there pre-installed. So that's good. You gotta be very gentle with the processor because you cannot touch the inside of it or the pins on the bottom. And as you can see, if you look closely, there's a little triangle on the corner there. Little triangle there. You have to line it up with the triangle on the motherboard, as you can see. Line those two up. Before you can do that, you got to open this up. And then gently take out the CPU. Drop it into place very gently. And then pull the pin back down. Goes up. Now for this, the heatsink, you want to make sure the fan connector is facing towards here, so it's about right. And you want to line these two sprockets up into here. You want to make sure you line it up on the other side. Okay, so now you put both sides in. Sorry about the delay. You want to lock it into place. Be sure that both in. Lock into place. It's very difficult. There you go. Now it's locked into place. Then you can actually put in the 4-pin into the CPU fan. Make sure the pins are facing the right way. Voila, connect your fan to your motherboard. Now we're going to move on to installing the motherboard in the actual tower. Now 1619, and we just finished putting the CPU and the memory on the motherboard. Now we're going to be installing the motherboard into the tower. Okay, so we gently put it in here. Make sure you want to make sure you're lining up all the ports. There we go. Ports are lined up. Now I'm going to screw in our screws really quick. Make sure not to screw it all the way in until all the screws are on the motherboard. Sorry guys, it's very tedious. Okay, 3 more screws left. Alright guys, now we've installed the motherboard onto our tower. Now we'll be installing the graphics card. Alright, so we want to grab a graphics card and line it up perfectly with this slot. And and then you gently press down until it clicks. There we go. Now we've clicked in. And now we're going to want to install a little nut or bolt, or a little bolt that comes with your hard drive. Be screwing this in. Guys, sorry about that. I want to make sure it's nice and tight. Okay. Alrighty. Now that the graphics card is installed, we are now going to be installing our power supply, our 700 watt. Gio's gaming rig. You want to see the red LED?
No, I mean, Sean.
Alright, turn it off. Turn it back on.